Please rise as we introduce the graduates.
Welcome to the graduation of the Delta Greeley School District Class of 2016. Today, we celebrate the fact that these young people have met the requirements set forth by the state of Alaska and our Board of Education to earn their high school diploma. In green and white, we have the seniors from Delta Junior Senior High School, and in black, the seniors from Delta Greeley Home School. We celebrate not only their accomplishment, but we honor the years of support given to them by their parents, families, educational staff, and other community members. It is truly a collaborative effort. The diploma they receive will open many doors to a myriad of opportunities. They will no doubt be able to go forth from this small school district to leave their imprint across the globe. Recently, I was listening to the radio and heard Tim McGraw singing, "Always Be Humble and Kind." And I thought, what a great message for our graduates. I want to share with you just one verse from that song, but I encourage you to listen to the whole song at some time. Hold the door. Say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When those dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always be humble and kind. Our high school counselor, Ms. Lindsay Pinkelman, will now present some special awards and recognition.
The students about to be recognized participated in the local community scholarship process. It is an application and in some cases an interview. Then the community organizations agonize over who they would like to award their scholarships to. Some organizations fundraise in order to provide their scholarships. Others are memorial funds, and some fund them completely out of pocket. Their generosity helps support the goals of our graduates as they pursue their post-secondary plans. Graduates, as I call your name, please stand as I read off the scholarships you have been awarded in this process and any other scholarship you have accepted. And then community of supporters, let them hear it because they deserve it. Seth Candelario. You have been awarded $1,000 from Delta Concrete. The Delta Lions Club also awarded you $1,000. Seth participated in the American Legion speech contest and was awarded $50. He received a scholarship from the Military Children's Program in the amount of $2,000. He accepted the DeSalt Scholarship in the amount of $50,000 and the Gonzaga grant in the amount of $14,000. He will use this money as he begins his studies in business at Gonzaga University in Spokane, Washington. Averill Richter. You've received $2,000 from the Delta chapter of the Alaska Farm Bureau. You received $1,000 from the Delta Clearwater Moose Lodge number 911. She participated in the local American Legion oratorical contest and received $100, and she was also eligible to participate in the state oratorical contest and was awarded $1,000. She received the flagship match program scholarship in the amount of $13,200 a year, renewable for 4 years. She will use this money as she begins her studies in engineering at the University of Maine. Lorraine Caslin. You received $500 from the Delta Clearwater Moose Lodge number 911. She will use this money as she begins her studies in psychology at the University of Alaska Anchorage. Cameron Smith. You have been awarded the Fred Cook Scholarship from the Pioneers of Alaska in the amount of $1,000. Delta Concrete awarded you $1,000. The Delta Greeley Education Support Personnel Association awarded you $500. The IGA Food Cash awarded you the Gary Frederick Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. The Delta Skating Association awarded you $500, and the Women of the Moose awarded you the Adele Woodruff Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. Cameron will use this money towards the materials needed for his apprenticeship with the Carpenters Local Union number 1243. Mercedes Ronander. The Delta High School Booster Club awarded you $500. The Delta Clearwater Moose Lodge number 911 awarded you $1,000. The Delta Lions Club also awarded you $1,000. She received $75 for participating in the Moose Youth Awareness Program. She received $500 from the American Legion contest. She received the Invisio Scholarship worth $1,000. King's College awarded her the following scholarships: the Presidential Scholarship worth $12,000 a year, renewable for 4 years, the Leadership Scholarship totaling $4,000, the Founders Competition totaling $12,000, and the King's Grant for $7,000. She plans to use this money at the King's College in New York City, New York, as she begins her studies in business. Vitaly Krolchenko. You've been awarded $500 from the IGA Food Cash. You also received $500 from the Delta Clearwater Moose Lodge number 911. Vitaly plans to use this money at the University of Alaska Fairbanks as he begins his studies in computer science. Joseph Becker. The Delta High School Booster Club awarded you $500. The Delta Greeley Education Association awarded you $500. You've been awarded $500 from the IGA Food Cash. You received $1,000 from the Kathy Harrell Memorial Scholarship. The Denali Lutheran Preschool Fund awarded you $250. You're a University of Alaska scholar and received a scholarship in the amount of $12,000 over 4 years. You received the Alaska Performance Scholarship in the amount of $4,755 a year for 4 years. You received the UAF Cornerstone Scholarship in the amount of $2,500. Joseph plans to use this money as he begins his studies in engineering and teaching at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. All right, would all the recipients please stand? All right, let's give them a huge round of applause. Yay! And now I'd like to introduce Senior Class President, Luda Mazlovsova.
Hello, family, friends, and fellow graduates. I've been given the honor to introduce a special person. She has been a part of our lives since elementary school, and throughout high school, she has been a mentor, teacher, and a huge support. Give a warm welcome to Mrs. Alod.
Thank you, Luda. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen. No, wait. That's not right. Let me try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the graduation ceremony of the amazing class of 2016. It fills me with joy to look at you, all grown up and ready to greet the world as adults. It seems almost impossible that just a short while ago, you were kindergartners, and in your 5-year-old kid's speech, addressed me as Mrs. Awad. It is an honor and a pleasure that you invited me to speak tonight. Thank you. Graduates, we have a lot of history together. I have known many of you since you first started elementary school. Most of you were a bit overwhelmed upon entering the gym and meeting the PE teacher. Some of you cried. Some ran in circles. Others were in a trance-like state. I felt like a kid wrangler trying to get you into your squads. I can remember the pride you felt the first time you made it all the way across the climbing wall and got to ring the bell, and how much fun you had during fitness freeway and going through the car wash. You were having so much fun that I don't think you realized that you were actually working your little bottoms off. And let's not forget the cultural trip we made every year when the gym became the country of Japan. You suddenly became sumo wrestlers and learned to speak a bit of Japanese. Of course, a trip down memory lane wouldn't be complete without mentioning playing with the parachute and pretending we were getting attacked by crocodiles during Okefenokee Crocodile. A few years ago, one of you discovered that we were famous in a photo that had become an internet sensation. When you were in second grade, a photographer came to Delta Elementary to photograph students engaged in learning. And one of the images made was of students in your class under the parachute. The photo made it to the internet and was titled, "The Best Day of Gym Ever." It's definitely us. 3 years ago, I found myself teaching a health class at Delta High School. Surprisingly, most of those students that were under the parachute almost 10 years ago were in my health class. We recreated that photo. I will forever remember how tough and rugged you were, especially when it came to going out to recess at 20 below. People around the world are astounded by the fact that little kids would bundle up and play outside in such cold temperatures. Speaking of tough, I also remember when we held the Husky Hustle 3-kilometer race in the cold, pouring rain. You weren't too proud to don a plastic garbage bag and say, "Let's do it." Yes, you were tough little kids and never shied away at taking on a challenge. I still see that in you today, and know that that characteristic will assist you in reaching your dreams for the rest of your lives. I retired from teaching, but as you know, I couldn't stay away. I became a substitute teacher and followed you into middle school. Also, I was able to photograph you while you participated in sports. I enjoyed watching you grow year after year in the images I took. Before I knew it, you were sophomores in high school, and I got a call from the Delta Greeley School District asking me if I would please accept a long-term substitute job of almost a semester for Ms. Stoneking starting in September. I asked about what classes she had and was told she taught accounting, culinary arts, digital publishing, and health. Well, I had to think about this a bit. Accounting? Psh, I'd never taken an accounting class, let alone taught it. After all, I married a math teacher, so I wouldn't have to do numbers. Then culinary arts? I knew how to boil hot dogs and prepare camp food. Would that work? And digital publishing. I thought I could handle this. I love photography. Then I learned that in addition to teaching photography, I would be in charge of designing and developing the yearbook. The yearbook? Whoa, that was a terrifying proposition. And last but not least, I would be teaching health. I taught some health to you as elementary students, so this was something that I actually had some experience with. In thinking about whether I should accept the position or not, I thought about all of you. The class of 2016. And that made it easy to say, yes, I would be happy to work with these students. Then I quickly went to work learning how to cook, publish, and ad on YouTube. So began our semester with me teaching you what I had learned on YouTube the night before, and you teaching me about being a high school student in the 21st century. We actually cooked meals more advanced than hot dogs and beans. In accounting, we found that 2 + 2 is usually 4. We learned photography and kept the yearbook ahead of schedule and under cost. In health, I was tasked with teaching all the required standards, but we also needed time to play. So we brought in wellness days and played games in the gym, games that taught cooperation, problem solving, and strategies such as Mission Impossible. I agree with the philosopher Plato, who is often credited for stating, "You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than you can in a lifetime of conversation." You became a cohesive group that supported each other in a difficult assignment of writing a poem about health and performing it in a poetry out loud event. You rose to the occasion. Those performances were incredible. In all these classes, I witnessed you engaged in learning and always rising up to accept the challenges given to you. I also experienced students who were supportive, kind, and caring, even of their, let's say, mature teacher, Mrs. Alod. At the close of the semester, I thought our time together was over. However, that next year, I got another call from the school district asking if I could teach high school again, this time starting in January. After my last experience, I didn't hesitate at all. I was so excited to be in all your lives again. Now, I find myself walking the halls for the 3rd time of Delta High School as a teacher and observing the successes you have had in your 4 years at DHS. You have many accomplishments to brag about during your academic and athletic careers. You have impressed all of us with the accolades that have been won. You have definitely left your mark on Delta High School. So now, it's almost time for you to walk across this stage and receive your diploma, your ticket to the future. The days of seeing you in the halls, in class, or during a sporting event are but reflections in a rear view mirror. So while I have your complete, undivided attention, I'm going to impart a few last-minute bits of advice unto you. This spring, Mr. Beck's art class showed the rest of the school their talent in calligraphy by penning some inspirational quotes and putting them on display in the hallways. I have truly enjoyed reading each of them as I walk by. Each one seems to have spoken to me at one time or another. But there is one that constantly stands out to me. The calligrapher used the quote, "It's okay to be a glow stick. Sometimes we have to break before we shine." I walk by and read this every day. It's true. At some point in your life, you may find yourself struggling. Maybe you already have. Life can be perplexing and challenging. You may find yourself in such a state that you question how you are ever going to make it and go on. It is at this moment that you must remember the glow stick. This may just be your breaking point, and now it's your time to shine. Use your experiences to change direction and allow yourself to find a more satisfaction in life. I know that most of you have set goals for yourself. I know because I've written a number of letters of recommendations. Some of you have aspirations of attending college to eventually lead to careers ranging from ultrasound technician to engineer, from teacher to doctor. Others are planning to attend trade school and will be preparing meals in fancy restaurants, fixing diesel engines, styling hair, or managing businesses. Still others are planning to enter the military or the workforce, making your contribution to the continued success of our country. Whatever you decide upon, don't be afraid to change your mind, to reconnoiter. It's all right to try another path if the one you're on right now isn't bringing you contentment. Beware of trying to live someone else's idea of perfect. Don't waste energy comparing yourself to others. It will only drive you crazy trying to live someone else's life. You are all unique and have your own lives to live. You all have what it takes to succeed. I have been around you and other high school students long enough to know what many of you desire in life. Fame, money, influence, a big house with $1 million view, cars and toys, travel to exotic locations, and eating $100 meals. You see these things in your future. There is nothing wrong with big dreams and striving to achieve them. However, you already have something more valuable than wealth or power. There are billionaires who would give you every cent they own in exchange for what you have. If such an exchange was possible, you could become one of the world's richest individuals overnight. And what is this commodity that you have? Your good health. You are at the peak of good health. Everyone takes this gift for granted. One never thinks about it until the day comes when they don't have it anymore. I know you all grimaced your way through your mandatory semester-long health class. I do, however, hope you paid attention. Your health is absolutely the most important thing to maintain. As you age, you will become more and more aware that if your health is challenged, everything else is compromised. So start now by taking care of you. Make sure you get enough sleep. I know. It's easy for someone else to say that, and believe me, I struggle with that as well. Eat smart by paying attention to the fuel you put in your mouth. And please, always remember to play. I once heard that if you lose yourself in your work, that's exactly what will happen. Don't lose yourself. Take a break and play. And play outside, even if it is 20 below. When I was a PE teacher many years ago, I had 3 rules. In thinking about it, those 3 rules apply to all of life. So go out there, play hard, play fair, and play safe. Thank you, graduates, for the honor of knowing you. Domo arigato.
Now I'd like to introduce a teacher that has helped us grow into these amazing adults and has been a big encouragement over the years. Mr. Schmidt.
Mrs. Alod, I am overwhelmed. That was energetic. It's an honor to speak with you guys tonight and gals. Wow. When I was asked to speak, I had a lot of ideas and memories running through my head, like Joseph Becker, when the warm-ups come off, the shorts stay on. Seth, when Coach Zarecki said to put away the Twinkies, he didn't mean by eating them all. Martise, has anyone seen Martise? Luda, yeah, we know. you're not getting married right away. Does Martise know this? Mercedes. When Joseph said he had to fix his broken Mercedes, he meant his car. Raul, the waitress from Red Robin's calling. Olivia, who? D'Angelo. When you and Seth are together, 90's the third wheel. Cameron, really? Another hockey stick? Nathan, look at your dad. John, eat more chicken patties, fool. Carly. Do you guys and gals remember how I would start some classes off with a joke or two? Like, how do you get a blonde to laugh on Tuesday? Tell her a joke on Friday? People would be laughing, and then all of a sudden Carly would stop and she looked at me like this. Wait, really? I could tell so many stories of you graduates. Those funny moments, those pranks, way back to those awkward freshman moments. However, I thought, what do I really want to say to you tonight? This event is for you, for all your hard work, for your involvement, and for the activities and the accomplishments that you have had here at Delta High School, New Horizons, Delta Homeschool, and in our community. As a teacher, I have had most of you, a lot. We have made personal, phenomenal discoveries in the classroom, engaged in spectacular discussions. We've tried to make learning interesting, created some awesome projects, and as a result, had tremendous results. As a coach, I have coached some of you in soccer, some of you in hockey, some of you in baseball. We have won state championships, we have had undefeated seasons, and have learned how to be a team. We have also experienced our share of challenges and trials and defeats. So tonight, I would like to take this time to encourage, challenge you, and motivate you one last time as my students and athletes. Earlier today, you walked through those doors as graduating students. Tonight, you will leave here as young men and young women facing the real world called life. As an educator and a coach, I am thankful for the opportunities I had to work with each of you. I am thankful for the young men and young women that you have become. We here at Delta High School have done our best to prepare all of you for life's journey and various situations that you are sure to face. We have tried to impress upon you the importance of being on time, being prepared, staying focused, and giving your best effort and being someone that others can depend upon. An individual that businesses will want to hire, an individual that brings happiness and joy to others, and one who affects others in a positive manner. I hope you are grateful to your parents, family members, and friends who have supported you throughout the years. I trust that you are grateful to those who have helped you along the way, thankful to those who have provided for you, your wants, your needs, and who have helped you and molded you into mature, respectable, contributing members of our society. I hope you are grateful to your teachers and coaches who pushed you and motivated you and helped you reach your goals. So tonight, I would like to leave with you 4 principles that I hope you can consider living your life by, since life is going to become very real very soon. My hope for all of you is that from this day on, you will consider these 4 principles in the choices you make, decisions you contemplate, and the paths you choose to follow. First, responsibility. Responsibility is honesty, pride, being on time, and following through with commitments. These are characteristics that schools, relationships, and careers look for in a person. So whether you are going to college, working on the trades, bagging groceries, or in a relationship, be responsible. Take responsibility for yourself. Take responsibility for your own actions and reactions. And be someone that others will depend upon because you are responsible. Secondly, respect. Respect is not something that you can buy or demand, and it's not automatically given to you. The reputation you build will follow you through your life. The choices you will make will create your reputation. Some people say that you are known by your actions, but I think you're also known just as much by your reactions. How you act and how you react should always be done with respect, humility, and with that, you will earn respect from others. The third principle is love. One way to act and react responsibly and with respect is to act out of love. There is a difference between like and love. It says in 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, and it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails. 1 Corinthians 13:13 says, and now these three remain, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. Love will make you a more enjoyable person, a more trusted individual, and much more approachable. And finally, the fourth principle, effort. For those of you who have played sports for me, this will sound very familiar. It comes from Coach Chip Kelly. Is good enough ever really good enough? In whatever you do in life, ask this one question. Is good enough good enough? Can I do better? Can I improve? How can I be a more efficient worker? How can I be a better student? How can I be the best husband or wife I can be? How can I be a great parent? How can I be a better friend? In your life, are you going to settle for just good enough? Or are you going to strive to be the best you can be? From this day on, graduates, ask yourself these questions. Am I responsible for myself? Do I show and earn respect? Am I a loving person? And is good enough ever really good enough? Graduates, you have come a long way. Congratulations on all your accomplishments, awards, and recognitions. Good job surviving high school. Continue what you have begun here. Wherever you go and whatever you do, be responsible, earn respect, show love to others, and do not ever settle for good enough. Good job, graduates.
I'd like to introduce tonight the salutatorian for the graduating class of 2016, Joseph Becker.
Okay. Well, guys, it's finally here. Graduation day. I know that a lot of us have been looking forward to this day since about freshman year or even 8th grade, or maybe for some of us even sooner. It's been a long road with a lot of twists and turns, but guess what? We made it. We survived, but it certainly wasn't too easy. As a school, and especially with our class, there's been a lot of change. I'm willing to bet that we have experienced more change through the students, the teachers, and the principals than most people ever really have to deal with. I've been a part of this community since preschool, and I've seen a lot of things. Every year, some people move away while others arrive for the first time. A couple of us, like me, have stayed in Delta for most of their lives, while others have moved around from place to place. Some people leave and eventually come back, while others move on to different places. Even though this fact can be sad at times, it certainly has made life interesting. Every year, we are able to make a whole new set of friends, and while some of the old ones move away, who knows? Maybe we'll see those people again down the road. But regardless, we were able to survive. On top of all the student changes, we also experienced a great deal of different teachers. Now, I know everyone has quite a few teachers throughout their school career, but our class has already seen more than the average. Some of them were amazing, and some of them were, let's just say, interesting. We had people like our elementary music teacher, if you remember him, Mr. Halverson, who would wheel his piano into class every day and lead us in songs. For about half a year, we had an English teacher who was just a little too obsessed with her dog. And we've had a history teacher who loves to play pranks on all of his, all the people he coaches. So even though, we've had 3 different math teachers in the same year, and we've had several different English teachers exchanged throughout our time, and even in this year, a class switched teachers in the middle of the school year. And even though some of these events were certainly annoying at the time, this allowed us to learn from more people and experience many different ways of teaching. And through it all, we survived. Probably the most eventful change that we have experienced comes from the principals. Our class has seen a total of 5 principals in the last 4 years. Just take a second to think about that. With each one came several different rule changes and ideas that often conflicted or sometimes disregarded the previous principal's way of doing things. All of the teachers and students here will tell you that it could get more than a little confusing at times. Each year the rules would change in some way. A new rule would be put into place, a rule from last year would go away, or they would enforce something that had never been enforced before. Some of these principles we remember fondly, while others we don't miss too much. But even with this, we were able to adapt and survive. But don't get me wrong, not everyone has moved away from this school. There have been plenty of people who have stuck by us through just about everything. One of the best examples is Mrs. Alod, who a lot of us first met in elementary when she introduced us to games involving giant parachutes, songs about ice cream and cake, and involved most of us in a really awesome book about recess when it's really cold. So, even to this moment, she's stuck by us, as you can see. Plenty of other teachers have also kept up with us and taught us, despite the fact that we can definitely get out of hand sometimes. We've also had many school board members who have fought hard on our behalf and deserve some recognition as well. And of course, we can't forget about our friends and family. Without them, I doubt any of us would have gotten even this far. So now comes the part of the speech where I put a message behind all the stuff I've been saying. But messages aren't something I'm too good at, so I'm going to go to something that's overflowing with them, the Bible. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, it says that there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun. Now, as I've already said, this year's senior class has witnessed a lot of the change. At the time, many of us saw it as a nuisance, something that wasn't fair and sometimes inconvenienced us. But now that it's over, I believe that I can say it was just the opposite. Even though it was occasionally unpleasant, this strange amount of changes has helped to prepare us for the next step of life. I know that some of us already have solid plans for the future, while others have no idea what the road ahead holds for them. But I'm certain that there's one thing that all of us will experience in the next few years, and that is change. Whether we go into the union, go to college, enter the military, or follow any other path of life, every one of us will go through great change in the next few years. And personally, I think that every one of us, because of the change we've already endured, will pull through and survive. Yeah.
I would now like to present to you the valedictorian for the graduating class of 2016, Averill Richter.
I'm not much of a talker, so this is going to be kind of short. Class of 2016. Of the 4 years of high school, I have only spent 2 of them with all of you. But through these past years, all of us have worked hard to be here today. So congratulations, here we are. We are finally graduating and taking the next step in our lives. This day has come so fast, it almost feels like I will be coming back in the fall, but I won't be. None of us will be. We have finished this section of our life and are moving forward to the next. We have grown and learned so much in our time here together. We have formed friendships, we have stressed over projects and essays, we have laughed, and we have made plans for the future. Those are all things that I will truly miss. I will miss the daily jokes on the smartboard and anatomy that I almost never got. I will miss listening to Disney music and culinary. I'll miss listening to psychiatrists and playing psychiatrists in ethics, and I will miss talking about Star Wars and calculus, where Rey really could be anyone's daughter, even possibly Yoda's. I will also miss the certain individual that always made faces at me whenever I was presenting in English. Despite missing all the memories of high school, the future holds amazing new opportunities and experiences for us, things that we might never imagine happening or having the opportunity to do. In that future, we will take the things we have learned and experienced from these projects and friendships and apply them to something greater. We just have to follow the poet Homer and go on with the spirit that fears nothing. But sometimes, facing the future is hard, and with it so imminent, I want everyone to remember something Christopher Robin said to Winnie the Pooh. You are braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Something our families have probably been telling us for years. We thank them, as well as our teachers, the staff, and our friends. For without all of you, we would not have grown into the amazing, successful people we are and will continue to be. So thank you. Seniors, continue to put one foot in front of the other, because, to quote Dr. Seuss, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're off to great places, today is your day, your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Congratulations.
Representatives of the Delta Greeley School Board, administrators of the Delta Greeley School District, teachers, staff, parents, relatives, and guests. As the counselor of the class of 2016, I certify that the students of this graduating class seated before you have completed the necessary requirements of the Delta Greeley School District.
Representatives of the Delta Greeley School Board, Superintendent Laurel Jackson, and administrators of the Delta Greeley School District, teachers, staff, parents, relatives, and guests. As a principal of the class of 2016, I certify that the students of this graduating class seated before you have completed the necessary requirements of the Delta Greeley School District. This is exciting. This is the best part, and it's kind of like the icing on the cake. Here we go. Daniel Andreevich Budnik. Diana Valeryevna Ovchinnikov. Lyudmila Maslastova. Nini Michaela Powers. Carly Mihaela Coker. Bogdan Victor Kravitz. Joseph William Becker. Angus Bowen Pospisil. Angeli Campos. Raul L. Rivera. John Oliver Lennon. Lorraine Julia Caslin. Caleb Wilbur Wright. Tanner W. Marsh. Martise Therese Blankenship. Seth Eugene Candelario. D'Angelo Legrand. Irina Majan. Anessa Y. Kosman. Nikolai Nikolaevich Prokashev. Vitaly Isaac Kulikevich. Oh, sorry. Karina Ray Smith. Sorry about that. Vitaly Isaac Kulikevich. Vitaly Vladimirovich Kolchenko. Dylan Keith Beasley. Zachariah A. Price. Thanks, sir. Mercedes Eve Ronander. Nathan Benjamin Anderson. Cameron Brannon Smith. Mariana Lugo Vasquez. Alyssa Marie Ross. Olivia Grace Lynn. Daniel Oleg Kalimnik. Kyle John Plagerman. Wesley Trable. Averill Lee Richter. Miles J. Patton. Hannah Brianne Beasley. Hannah Marjanique Walker. America Brooklyn Carson. Kathleen Amanda Smith.
Graduates, please rise. Please face the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Delta Greeley School District graduating class of 2016.